Guys, after I made this video, I realized that I think this is a scam. I think these companies that do the work for insurers, so, the repair houses, are scamming Tesla owners into having to pay high premiums, and insurance companies to charge high premiums. They're saying it's too expensive to repair a Tesla, but when you actually find out the price, we've just found out the actual price for the entire gigacasting, the entire piece. So if your vehicle gets wrecked in a crash and you have to replace the entire, basically the subframe, the gigacasting piece, which makes up almost half the car, the price is insanely low. It's about $800. It's not expensive at all to actually repair a Tesla, it turns out. This is because Tesla has recently reduced the prices of its parts to repairers, but they're not passing this on. And so your premiums are still high because these repairers are basically kind of scamming you and your insurer by saying it's a Tesla, they're expensive to repair, but the actual price proves that isn't really true. Tesla has seen the feedback. It's seen people say its insurance costs are too high, and it's saying we're going to change that. It has a strategy. In fact, it's doing something that I don't think any other automaker in the world is doing in order to try to bring down insurance costs for its vehicles. I only just found this out within the past 24 hours, and I'm surprised to hear they made this decision because, warranty repairs, Tesla actually makes quite a bit of money out of that side of their business. But it appears they're saying, you know what? Well, in order to lower your premiums on insurance, we are going to supply the automotive industry, as in repairers, official repairers, with parts at cost price. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Teslas do have a bit of a price premium to repair. Some of that apparently is because of the unknowns around gigacasting. The reality is here, insurers, what they don't know, they overprice. So insurers don't know what it's going to cost to fix Teslas with gigacasted parts. So they've raised premiums in a lot of places worldwide. I personally think Tesla should just say, okay, awesome, we'll insure you. I know they do that in America. They don't really do that in other countries. So most countries don't have Tesla insurance. I believe Tesla insurance is coming to the UK if it's not already in the UK. I know it's already in many states in the US. I think Tesla should just go that route rather than doing this. But anyhow, this is what they're doing. Because these automakers think it's too expensive to repair a Tesla if it has gigacasting. Tesla says it's not, but automakers think it is. It's a new product. Tesla will sell gigacasted parts to repairers at cost price. I'm not sure what the cost price is, but I'm going to guess it won't be that much because Tesla sells its vehicles relatively cheaply. And if you just cast one big part, I don't think it would be all that expensive to do that. So Tesla says that's what it's going to do. I'm curious to know though, will Toyota, Hyundai, and Ford, and the other European automaker, which I believe is actually Mercedes or BMW, they've all ordered gigacasting machines. So has Volvo. Volvo, in fact, have 2 9,000-ton presses coming. And there's a few Chinese companies as well. So I'm curious to know if all those companies will follow Tesla's example here and sell their parts at cost price to insurers or to registered places where you can go and take your Tesla, your vehicle to be fixed. I don't think they will, but maybe by the time that happens, insurers will be more comfortable with this whole setup. Either way, hopefully this is good news for you guys. Hopefully everyone who has a Tesla, Tesla's obviously going to send the information out to insurers pretty quickly to say, hey guys, we're going to reduce the cost of our parts. It is true that it can be more expensive to replace some of the parts in a Tesla vehicle. I'm not sure why that is, but it looks like Tesla is saying to the industry, the global repair industry, and to insurers, we'll supply parts at a lower cost to help bring down insurance premiums. So Tesla has addressed some of the main concerns about repair costs regarding its new gigacasting production process for the Model Y in particular. Now, the Model Y is the main vehicle that uses gigacasting. At the conclusion of auto insurers Thatcham Research Shop, after examining Tesla's best-selling SUV and the gigacast section of it for their own repairability test, suggests that actually it's a really good way of making a vehicle. It makes it lighter, more structurally rigid, and it also simply makes it a better car to drive. According to Darren Bright, the chief engineer at Thatcham, Tesla has now thought about deformation in low to medium severity impacts and how to repair it without having to replace the entire gigacasting piece. So this is another solution here. He says this production enhancement process of Tesla is a really, really great thing to see. A so-called gigacast chassis section is made with giant up to 9,000 ton. 9,000 ton press is for the Cybertruck, by the way. Die casting machines that their Italian manufacturer Idra calls gigapresses. The Model Y, I believe, uses a smaller press. I think it's about 6,000 tons for the Model Y. But basically it stamps this huge piece of metal, and then rather than putting together 100 pieces, you have that section built in about a minute rather than taking around 3 hours. Toyota says it takes around 3 hours versus about a minute. That's coming from Toyota, by the way, who have now ordered one as well. The gigacasting process can significantly lower manufacturing costs of a vehicle. In fact, in Tesla's case, Sandy Munro said it basically enables Tesla to go from 400 different parts and bits and pieces and stuff down to 2, which is amazing. However, insurers have expressed concerns about the repairability of these vehicles with these castings. In an accident, it gets really expensive if you hit the structure, warned Volkswagen's Chief of Technical Development at the recent Auto Expo in Munich. This can't be cheap enough for the volume segment, but they're doing it. Obviously, he's echoing France's concerns. Volkswagen Group and France's automotive industry, including Peugeot and Citroën and those other guys, Renault, they're afraid that they're losing market share, particularly when it comes to EVs. So they've set out this red alert warning. They're trying to get, basically trying to ban gigacasting in France. I made a video about that. Insane that they're doing this. It's just such incredible. It's not just protectionism. I can understand protectionism. This is banning gigacasting is ridiculous. That's what they're trying to do. Hasn't happened yet, but they're trying to do that. Clearly, Volkswagen Group are envious. I mean, it doesn't make sense, especially when you consider the former CEO of Volkswagen, who was fired, said this process was great. I mean, Herbert Diess believed this was a good strategy. And now, of course, Volkswagen Group have a new CEO who is acting, I think, in a scarcity mindset, which is, I don't think, a good strategy. I think it's better if you see a good way of building something, just copy it like everyone else is doing. Anyway, it is becoming apparent that Tesla is not only trying to address deformation concerns, but has created a thorough repair manual for service centers. If all else fails, it is supplying the problematic Model Y body section at cost price. So this gives you an idea of the price. It's about $850 US for the entire piece. That is insanely cheap. I mean, $850 for this massive gigacast piece. So you can see here now that Tesla this is the actual price from the repair shop. So the price in the UK is £750. That's about $850 US. But in America, it's going to be a lot cheaper than that. They obviously don't make these gigacast sections in the UK. They make them in China and the United States. I don't think maybe they make them in the factory in Germany as well. So maybe they're sending them from Germany to the UK. But either way, parts are expensive in the UK. So they're probably going to be even cheaper than that in the United States and much cheaper than that in China, meaning it is actually not that expensive to repair these vehicles. If your insurer is saying that it is, that's because they're just gouging you. So this is insurance gouging based on, it's a Tesla, let's overcharge. That's what I think might have been happening here. But let me know if you agree or you disagree in the comments. Thanks for watching.